Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another media show by the LG Tour. Today is going to be our LG Tour Season 2 Finals preview show. Today I got winners with me, and I got Bassman, fucking Bossman
Bassmaster.
with me. One guy that's already clinched his ticket to the finals, the other semifinals still to go. How's it going today, boys?
I'm doing good, man. Just woke up, ready to go here. What's up?
Not much,
Doing
man. Not
well.
much. What's going on, winners?
Doing well. I'm middle of the work day, work from home. So this is exactly how I want to spend my lunch hour. Just talking to you, sweetheart.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, boys. We put this show together in the last 15 minutes. I kind of spammed people and said, "Yo, get on, we're doing this." So, I got news today from CT that he's gonna be I think he's out with his family on a little mini vacation, so we're not gonna be able to do the semifinal match till tomorrow. Um, so today we're gonna be kind of a little brief schedule. Is gonna be like a quick preview of mine versus CT's match upcoming. Um, and then we're gonna do a scenario of Bossman versus either CT or myself. And then we'll get some words on him. We also want to today go over a little bit of the stats, comparing each player. So we're actually going to start with that before we get into a preview. So let's, what can you say about our final three golfers, winners?
Yeah, so this was pretty alarming. I had to kind of write this all out, by each player, and I was just looking at some of the playing statistics as well as just performance, events. So obviously your big claim to fame, I think your most notable stat is 17 events, 17 top fives. So there's some big consistency there, and I don't like to give you too much credit, but that's pretty damn good. Um, what I really found interesting was the similarities between you and CT. So I'm going to read this off, and this is pretty wild. So driving distance, both average 292, if and change, whatever, 292.3, 292.5, whatever the heck it is. So 292 driving yards for
Okay.
average. Fairways and regulation, you guys average 91 and 90%. And green and regulation, you both average 76%. And then putts per 18, you both average under 24. So you were 23.28, CT 23.96. And I think you guys were actually, I think Crazy Legs might have been the third, but the three of you are the only players on our tour that averaged less than 24 putts per round, which was pretty wild. But the
No shit.
similarities between you and CT, like Boss Man, I don't know that you have to really prepare for either one because they're basically the same player, from what I can tell.
That works for me.
Um, Aside from that, just some notables. Kind of Bilal, like I said, 17 events, 4 wins, and all of your fives. So 17 for 17 top fives. CT, 17 events, two Ws, and 10 top fives. Still pretty good. And then Boss, you only played 15 events, had 9 top fives, and 2 wins. So obviously, all three of you really had a great season. But some of those stats I thought were pretty interesting for you and CT, how mirrored it was.
Absolutely. And Boss, what happened with the other two events? Why didn't you play in the other two events? What events did you miss?
Oh, you know, things came up there. I only needed 15. I only needed 15. But I think if I would have played in one
Apparently.
more, I probably could have passed CT in third there. I didn't look at the end of the year points, but yeah, I'll play them all next year.
No worries, man.
You just gotta get
But
to the
yeah,
top
Boss, what do you
16,
think of
right?
exactly? That's all you need. What do you
Yeah.
think about those stats, though, that winners just talked about?
Oh, I mean, dude, that many top fives is absolutely phenomenal. I think you guys have been very consistent all year. I started good. I went through a little rough stretch there, and then I feel like I got my game back where it needs to be. Um, but yeah, I mean, anyone that's going to play that many events and get that many top fives, and those putting stats, I mean, that's going to be a real tough matchup for anyone.
Well, one thing I guess I could tell you too. So, Boston, your stats, just to give you some perspective, you were 24.6 putts per 18. So, honestly, not very far off from them. Your green regulation was about 3 percentage points lower. Fairways 2% lower than them, and then driving distance was 2 yards. So honestly, you're not far behind. I just thought it was wild how
Oh yeah.
similar those two were.
Yeah, I mean that's like I said, either matchup I get is going to be very tough. So
So that's one thing. It ties in well. So we have the matchup of myself versus CT, which is happening tomorrow on the Tuesday. So what do you guys think of the matchup? I'm not going to comment initially. I want you guys more to take the reins on this one.
I'll go first. I think it's going to be tight. I mean, I think it's going to be real tight. I think, like with any matchup, I think if you're picking the course, I mean, I think that's a huge advantage, right? Like if you know the course, you get to
Hmm.
pick your course. You should win. If you pick the course, you should win. Whether that happens or not,
Hmm.
we'll see. But I mean, I think you for sure have the advantage going in, just like anybody with the home field advantage. So I'm really looking forward to it, though. I think CT could upset you. I don't think it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, winners? You put up the stats earlier. It's basically two identical players,
Yeah, so I just try to think
and don't
about
forget
like,
two Canadians.
yeah. I know that's alarming that you two have both got some talent for our Ryder Cup down the road. But I will say I think just from playing with both of you, I think that CT is definitely like a little streakier. I feel like he can kind of go on a run where you're just like looking. It's like, has he just been making a birdie on every hole? Um, so that's obviously can be trouble for you. I've certainly played a ton of match play against you, and
Hmm.
my claim is once in a while I can take you down. But for the most part, I feel like I've been tied with you or like been leading against you in the front nine, and you always come back and close out. I feel like I've been up like 8 under to like 3 under in a stroke play match against you. And then like the 14th hole, I look and like you're 12 under and I'm 10 under. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Um, so that I don't know that ability where you kind of just bounce back and it's just like you're comfortable being playing from behind. I feel like overall you'll probably I'm going to give you the edge on this one, but CT's dangerous and his putting is it might not the stats aren't very different, but his putting I feel like is insane. I feel like he really does putt extremely well.
Yeah, I would say like his putts per hole, even though it was I think a little bit higher than mine. That
Hmm.
guy has made some putts, and I think it's something that I worry about because even if he's not as say dialed in, when it comes to like his approaches or something like that, I think he can make a putt from anywhere. I'm not necessarily going to give a prediction, um, but there's a lot of backstory, a lot of hype around this match for me. I would consider this something considered to you, Bossman, with Strider versus yourself. This is something very similar to me, and there'll be a lot of hype going on during the match. There'll be a lot of shit talking, but at the end of the day, I think we're gonna have a good match. And I see it like a one-up kind of thing, like going to the last hole either way. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. So then, boss, you touched on it a tad earlier. Give a scenario of yourself, because regardless of who you face, you won't be able to pick the course in the finals. It'll either be myself picking or CT picking. So, is there a matchup that you prefer out of the two?
Um, you know, I mean, obviously, I think I would rather play CT. I think I would. I think he'd probably play his course a little less than you would. I have a feeling you'd probably prep pretty hard for your match, which would be a big disadvantage. I mean, maybe CT would too, but yeah, I know. I think I'd like to play CT, but if I play you, I think that would be fun. I think it'd be very competitive. I think both matches would be competitive. Um, but if I thought I was gonna win, yeah, I'd probably take CT just because I think I should. If I would have played those other two events, I'm pretty sure I would have had the third seed. So that's might come back and bite me. But
Yeah, that's one thing
either
that
way,
screwed you. Like
yeah.
if you wouldn't have won that top 25 tournament, I think you get in that
Oh, yo, that was
home
clutch,
field
man.
advantage.
That was clutch for CT though, man. I mean, me and Gonifetz were tied. I think, yeah, we were tied. And I didn't think anybody else was gonna, that course was terrible, and it was just hard. It was hard, and that was a big win for CT, man. That was a tough course to do it on.
100%.
Yeah.
And then, you know, winners, I'm going to ask you a random question, just one of the thought on the top of my head. Which match would you prefer to watch as a viewer?
Um, I'd say I'd probably say you versus Bossman. Only because I mean I'm very excited to see you versus CT because I know you guys are pretty good buddies, and I've played a couple rounds with the two of you, and I think that'll be entertaining for sure. But I feel like you kind of got a bigger mouth on you, so I think that'll be a little bit more
Ooh.
entertaining.
Ooh.
CT's pretty reserved guy. I mean, he's pretty like quiet, polite. I mean,
Have you met Christian?
I have, but I feel like I don't know. I mean, I guess he does talk a little bit of shit now and then. He's kind of weird. He's streaky with that too. Sometimes he's just kind of calm, cool, collected, and then sometimes he's mouthing off. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was
know. I
like,
think you haven't. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say when Strider won, I was happy. I was happy when he won both of his matches. He beat Gonafets. I was juiced for him. Me and
Hmm.
me and Disbeak and Strider, we're all friends, so I didn't really have a dog in that race. But he won that one. I mean, being the 16th seed, like, that's pretty huge. But then as soon as he was playing me, like I let him know right away, like, it's over now.
That's
That
where
shit
this
was fun.
stops.
We all enjoyed it.
Striderella.
Like it was cool, and but I mean, it's no more. So, it's always fun when you get a little bit of shit talk between friends. So it's always good.
Sure. Sure, and
Yeah,
like
and
I
at the
said,
end
I
of the
think
day,
Bilal, you do streams all the time, so I feel like you on a stream and with Bossman, like that's your wheelhouse. So I think I think that'd be a little bit more entertaining, a little bit better pay-per-view value going.
well, regardless, I'm coming for that ass, CT, if you're watching. So I'm gonna take my victory and run with it. I'll be having my hat tipped off to the crowd from hole 9 onwards. So I hope you are prepared. I know we're all looking forward to it. Season's coming to a quick end here for season 2. Um, we have the Ryder Cup coming up, which will be announced, I believe, later today, if not tomorrow. We also have season 3 going to be starting up. I think we have official word that it will be starting up next Thursday, which will also be posted either today or tomorrow. So look forward to that. But regardless, we can't really beat this too much. We're excited for all the matches. Is there any final remarks, comments that you guys want to make about about the both either semifinals or the finals?
Yeah, I'd like to chime in, and this is a question actually I just have for you two because we play stroke play all year long, and end of the season we switch it up and we play match play, and I think a few of us like get together and play matches against each other. But just a question I'll kind of pose to both of you is what's like the number one thing you learned switching from stroke play to match play? Like what did you find the most intriguing about your own game or just playing match play in general? Like how did you react to it?
I'll go first. Maybe not so
Yeah.
much my game, but I mean, this is kind of coming from watching Strider plays. I mean, when you don't have to put 4 consecutive rounds together, you know what I mean, to put up a score, like anything
Mm.
really can happen in match play. Like it is, you can't just come out and have a bad round. Like if you're playing somebody in a 1 round match, I mean, you really have to dial it in. You have to be aggressive. You don't want to be leaving those putts short. It's fun because you get to be aggressive. You don't have to worry about, if I went like in my second match, like I went for it on 1 hole, I hit it in the water. That would have been terrible in stroke play, but it didn't matter because it's like, it's 1 down. I went for it. I was trying to win the hole. Like you get to play some
Mm.
other shots. Like I do enjoy it. I think stroke play is great for the regular season, and I think match play fits perfectly at the end of the year. And
For sure.
I really enjoyed it. So that's my thoughts on it.
Cool,
And
Blah.
I also think poise comes a big play. Like, because Strider, for example, coming in versus number 16 seed versus the number 1 seed all season. He went like Gonafets won 6 tournaments. That guy came in cool, calm, relaxed, having fun, not expecting anything. And the beautiful thing about match play is even if you lose 1 hole or struggle 1 hole, you're not out of it because it's not stroke play where you're going down. Um, Depending on how you shoot in a certain hole. So I think that's a nice thing, and how people can bounce back has been really nice. Um, so that's why I like it. I know I look forward to it. I definitely agree with Bossman. We're saying that stroke play should be done for the year and match play being done near the end of the season. Because we also don't want to burn out the the match play aspect of it, right? Where match play is just another event.
It's just
like
easier
stroke.
too. It's just easier too. I mean, you can play. You get a few days to play your stroke play games. I mean, like sometimes getting a match together is relatively easy, but like you and CT right now, like it took you a few extra days to get your match. I mean, everybody's doing their own thing, so I think having a limited amount of guys, trying to get together, I think I think it fits best at the end of the season. Maybe you could do like a mid-season event if you wanted, But I think it's set up. I think the league's set up perfect, so I have no complaints about that.
And that's one thing I think me and Winters will both say, being moderators in here as well, is make sure that you guys are going into the suggestion channel and making any suggestions that you want to see for the next season, like season 3 coming up here in the next week, or anything for that matter. Post in there, be active. I know we're always looking for the new things to spice up the league. We have the match play dropping for its first season coming up here with an announcement as well if it hasn't already been posted. But yeah, let's keep it going. I think we're on a hot streak. I think we found a little groove that everybody's comfortable with, so we're just going to keep on building. Invite your friends. Bring them in here. We would love to see some more rivalries brew, some new winners, stuff like that for the next season. So definitely bring some people in. I know we had Augie join recently. And if you guys know Augie, that guy can talk some shit. So if you're looking for something for that, like if I saw an Augie CT match, that's like pay-per-view wise, I would pay $5 to watch that match because that shit's gonna be insane. Like
There you go.
But yeah, boys, I think we'll end it there. There's not really any much else to talk about. Look forward to the matches. Both will be live streamed. My and CT match will be live streamed by myself. And then if it's either me or Bossman or CT and Bossman, they'll also be streamed by either CT or Bossman themselves as well. So other than that, boys, you guys have yourself a good rest of your day. I know you got work soon, Bossman. I know you got work too soon, winners. So have a good day at work. But other than that, peace out, boys, and thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, man.
Sure, have a good one.
Putting from around 16.